5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll. Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a minute, we'll join the heated conference in the office of the manager of Rainbow House, where Tim Collins, rookie fireman, and his brother Jimmy have just asked Mr. Lippett a significant question. But before we hear Mr. Lippett's hot-tempered charges against Chief Cody, here's an important message for you. Let's go, firefighters. Let's go to the office of Mr. Lippett, proprietor of Rainbow House, the city's leading restaurant. Now, Mr. Lippett, you remember, has just begun an open attack on Chief Cody. And Tim Collins, changing from his fire department uniform into civilian clothes, has accompanied his brother Jimmy on a visit to Rainbow House. Tim's intention is to inquire into the truth of Mr. Lippett's accusations against Chief Cody, while Jimmy has school business to transact. Lippett has just told him.
Now, let's see. As I understand it, your class at Northside School intends to rent one of our rooms for, what was the occasion?
Our class banquet, Mr. Lippett.
Oh, yes, your class banquet. Now, 50 guests, you said, and you let me have your final decision on the menu well in advance.
Yes, Mr. Lippett.
Well, my young friend, I think that completes our business, doesn't it?
Yes, Mr. Lippett.
Oh, just one thing more.
Oh? Yes?
Well, this is my brother's business, and I don't want to butt in, but... Well, since I'm here, Mr. Lippett...
You, have a question, Mr. Collins?
I was just wondering. It's quite a responsibility, catering to these boys and girls, 50 of them, packed into one of your rooms for a whole evening.
Well, I think your brother will have no complaint about our service, sir.
Oh, it wasn't the service I had in mind.
My dear Mr. Collins, every night on the average, we entertain capacity crowds in our Rainbow Club. 600 guests, Mr. Collins, and as many more in our special banquet rooms upstairs. And I may say that no complaint about our service.
What about the decorations?
Oh, yes, the rainbow motif. What about it?
Golly, it's beautiful. Those draperies and... Gosh, I never saw ceilings like that before. All shiny cloth, just like a real rainbow.
And just about as flimsy.
What?
Those draperies and ceiling fabrics, you have them all through the building. They've been fireproofed, of course.
Fireproof. Oh, so that's what's on your mind. You've been reading the papers, huh?
Why, yes, I have, Mr.
You've been reading these ridiculous charges, this malign attack on my Rainbow House by that jack in office. Well, if you want the facts, I'll give them to you. I'll tell you what that scoundrel is trying to do to me.
Now, just a minute, sir. Who's this scoundrel you're talking about?
Cody. Robert Cody, the chief of the fire department.
Tim, don't let him say things about
Quiet,
that.
Jimmy.
But he can if you don't stop him up.
That's enough. Mr. Lippett, before Jimmy came down here to see you on business for his class at school, we both read the afternoon papers.
You did? Well, then you know what that man is trying to do. That he means to put me out of business unless I consent to pour colossal sums of money down the drain.
For what purpose?
To change all my decorations, to cut new doors, rebuild old doors, put in stairways. I don't remember half of it. Nobody could. Hello? Hello, what is it? Who? Cody? He's downstairs? Well, send him right up. No, wait. Let him cool his heels. Tell him Mr. Lippett will consent to see him in 20 minutes or so. Well. Did you gentlemen hear that conversation?
Yes, we heard it.
The man himself, Chief Cody, crawling here on his hands and knees.
Gosh, I think you're about to...
Jimmy.
Well, I do.
But something you were going to say, young man?
No, sir, I guess not.
Well, now, since our business is concluded...
About renting that room for the class banquet, Mr. Lippett, I've been thinking over and... Huh?
Time to be going, Jimmy. Mr. Lippett is a busy man.
Oh, we're never too busy to conduct a little business, you know. Say, since you're interested, it's too bad you can't stay for my interview with Chief Cody. Yes, that's the door. Good day, gentlemen. Come in. Put the tray here on my desk, will you? I'm busy with these books. Well, what's the delay?
I'm not one of your waiters, Mr. Lippett.
You're not... Oh, I'm so sorry. I was expecting a little snack. Well, what can I do for you?
Let's cut out the smoke screen, Mr. Lippett. You know who I am. You kept me waiting downstairs long enough to impress me with how busy you are.
Oh, do let me apologize. I should have realized that the well-known Chief Cody should never be kept waiting.
You're bitter about this, aren't you?
Bitter? When some cheap-jack official threatens to close my establishment unless I rebuild, redecorate, reconstruct the Rainbow House to suit his taste?
Now, just a minute.
I can see a shakedown coming as well as the next man.
A shakedown?
I knew what was coming when that inspector of yours handed me his list.
Mr. Lippett, that was a list of precautions. A list of changes you've got to make to protect the patrons of your establishment.
From what?
From fire. From being caught in a fire that could rage through every floor of this building before anyone could escape.
Listen, you can't frighten me, Cody. I know how you fellas work.
Oh, you do? Well, would you mind telling me?
I made my stand clear enough in the newspapers. You sent that inspector here to cook up a fake list of violations. Then you order me to make certain changes, or you'll close my building. But I know what you mean.
All right, come on, let's have it.
You mean that if I don't want to make those changes, that all I have to do is cross your palm with silver, line Bob Cody's pocketbook with cash?
Mr. Lippett,
If you lay a hand on me, you're through in this town.
All right. I came here to talk this over, to explain the items in that list of violations. I came here...
You came here to collect, but you can't bulldoze me, Cody. You read my challenge in today's paper. I demand an open hearing.
All right, then you'll get it. You'll get your hearing, and I hope you enjoy the results. Good day, sir.
Oh, 8, 5, 7, 2. Hello? Hello, Wrigley and Riddlesford? I want McLean. Just going home, we'll catch him. Call him back. Certainly it's important. This is Lippett at Rainbow House. Well, then get him. I'll hold the line. All right, come in. Oh, hello, Max. About that party in number 9 for tonight. Yeah, I know. I'll be with you in a minute. No, don't go. You'll want to hear this. You were here when the inspector from the fire department gave... hello? Hello, McLean. Get this, Max. You don't want to miss this. Hello, McLean. Listen, we've got our friend Cody right where we want him. Well, listen to me, will you? All right, now look. He was in here not 5 minutes ago for the payoff. That's right, the payoff. Well, he didn't actually come out and ask for money to buy him off, but... Well, no. He pretended that he wanted to explain that list of changes he'd ordered us. Well, all right then. How about this? He's been spying on me. I said spying. He sent spies to talk to me before he came in. Yeah, a man and a boy. Said they were brothers, called themselves Collins. Yeah, that's right. They had the nerve... Huh? Well, how should I know what they were after? But Cody sent them. Now, listen. Listen, I stood here at my office window looking out when Cody left. And these two, these Collinses, he picked them up and they all drove off in his car. Well, all right, then. Get busy. Get a line on these Collinses. And look, draw up those charges against Cody for the hearing. Why, we'll charge him with soliciting a bribe. And we'll make it stick.
Now there's a double order of trouble for Chief Cody and Tim Collins. Mr. Lippett, refusing to listen to the reason for the necessary changes Chief Cody has ordered to make Rainbow House a safe place for people to congregate, has declared open war on the fire chief. He plans to blacken the chief's good name with charges of taking bribes and also to smear Tim Collins. For the next phase of this important case, listen to our next true-to-life episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Bob Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's a message you ought to hear. And now, Chief Bob Cody with a special assignment for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Boys and girls, this is Chief Cody with your special assignment. Firefighters, attention. You are to lend a hand every chance you get to help with the unending campaign of education. That's right. You are to be teachers, explaining to younger boys and girls the rules for fire prevention. Now, for example, you can teach them to be careful with matches. When a little fellow finds a match, he should be taught to leave it alone, never to take chances in playing with it. Remember, a single match is enough to set a house on fire. And you, better than anyone else, can teach younger boys and girls to be careful. Well, that is all. So long for now.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman, Tim Collins, will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.